Strawberry peppermint jam was one of those jams that actually kind of surprised me. I thought, oh, the mixture, I wasn't really sure exactly how it would do together. But when I tried it, I actually loved that little hint of freshness that was behind that strawberry flavor that I love so much. So I'm gonna show you how I make this. I wanna start by washing both my strawberries and 1 cup worth of the peppermint leaves. I like to hold my strawberries with this little device. I mean, you can do it multiple different ways, but the reason I like this is I feel like it has the least amount of waste. I pull out the little core where the stem is. Sometimes there'll be a little bit of leaves that are left over and I just pull those off. And then I can pop out the stem and I've got my strawberry all ready to go. And I'll need 6 cups worth of pureed strawberries. You can mash them if you would prefer. I just like my strawberry jam to be kind of smooth. I think that's the nice thing about doing your own canning though, is you can make it however you prefer. Usually I'll hull about 10 cups worth of strawberries and then I'll blend it down and check to see how many it's made. When I first started hulling strawberries like this, it was actually kind of slow for me and I thought, boy, I'd rather just do the paring knife. But after just a little bit of time practicing, I feel like this is far superior in addition to saving more of the strawberry. Now I'll blend it lightly. I do like there to be a few small chunks in it. And I have just half a cup too much, but that's okay. I'll take it out and I'll just make some strawberry lemonade out of that. I chop the mint leaves up until they're very fine. Now this is peppermint leaves. You could try the spearmint leaves if you wanted to, but I really like the peppermint. The finer you get these leaves, the more of the oils will get in the jam, and that'll just give it more of that flavor. The first time I made this, I had one of my pickier eaters try it, and she was kind of impressed, and she didn't expect to be. It's a little bit of a different recipe, but I really like being able to add my herbs to my fruits and vegetables. And I just continue to mound it up and chop through the mound. The initial slicing really helps, but I feel like this is just a good idea because it really gets it into those smaller pieces that you want. Now I'll place my 6 cups of strawberry puree into my pot. I like to use a silicone spatula for this because I feel like there's a lot that gets stuck in the blender if you don't. And then my peppermint leaves, what's left of the 1 cup worth. It takes up a lot less space once it's all chopped up, but it's perfect in here like this. Then 6 tablespoons of pectin and half of a teaspoon of butter. The butter is optional, but it helps to keep the foam down, which can be an issue with strawberries sometimes. Now I'll place this on the stove on medium-high and bring it to a boil. With it at a good boil, I'll add 7 cups of sugar, and I want to add these all at once, so it needs to be pre-measured. Then I'll stir in the sugar, and I need to bring it back up to a boil. Now that it's back to a rolling boil, I'll set my timer for 1 minute. I can tell that it's at a rolling boil because even though I stir it, it continues to bubble. I like to stir pretty much the whole minute because I would hate to have it scald at this point. I'll place these in half-pint jars up to 1/4 of an inch of headspace. Headspace is the space from the top of the food to the top of the jar. This is fun not only for, say, peanut butter sandwiches or toast, but also for putting on different kinds of meats as a glaze. It's really good on ham, particularly. I also find it helpful to use a spatula when I get right to the end because there really is a lot of jam that will stick to the edge of that pan. I'll then take a clean damp cloth and wipe off the rim of my jars. This just makes it so that if any of the jam got on the edge, it won't interfere with the seal. Then I'll place my lids and rings on until they're fingertip tight. I'm using Superb lids today. These are an American company and they have the squishiest little seal on the outside edge, and it's blue, which is kind of fun, but it does such a good job of sealing. I'll have a link and a 20% off coupon code in the description below. I'll then process these in the boiling water bath for 10 minutes if at sea level, but I'm at 1,200 feet, so I'll go for 15, but I won't start my timer until after it starts to boil. Now that the timer's gone off, I'll remove the lid and turn off the heat and let it cool for 5 minutes. I'll place the jars on a heat-resistant surface about 1 to 2 inches apart. This is just so that they have a chance to cool quickly. I'll allow them to rest for 24 hours so that they can get a good seal. After that point, I'll remove the ring, wash off the outside with hot soapy water, and store them in a cool, dry, dark location like my pantry and use them in the next 1 to 3 years. If for some reason there's any that don't seal, then I would put them in the refrigerator and use them right away. So I only had a tiny bit of this jam left for the taste test, but just enough. So the first thing that you notice is, of course, the sweet strawberry flavor. But then very quickly behind that, you get that little taste of peppermint that comes out. And it's not overwhelming, but it's lovely and gives it kind of a clean, fresh kind of a feeling. I like it.